Hey everybody, welcome back to Plum Figgy. This is Tammy. Alright, so I had this little envelope that was something I purchased something and it came in this little envelope. And I thought, okay, well, I've been making some really fun fabric covers out of packaging and batting. So I thought, okay, well, let's go ahead and take this apart, which I've already done. I'm not going to show you the other side of this one because it's got my address and stuff on it. But thought this would be a fun little video. So I always have a bunch of extra scraps of paper hanging around, and I think these would make two really cute, fun little mini journals. So let's see what we can come up with. I picked out two cute fabrics that are very spring-like, summery, but you know, it doesn't need to be that time of year. So I thought we could use one of each for the two different covers. And yeah, alright, so let me get started. I'll work on this one first. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put batting on both sides of the piece of packaging material that I have. And I'm not even really going to worry too much about this here. I guess you could, but it doesn't bother me too much. So I actually need my bigger scissors. So I'm just going to cut this a little bit wider around all four edges. Doesn't need to be perfect, but you need to have enough room so that when you sew around the edges, you will enclose the packaging. So that is one thing to keep in mind. And obviously, I'm not doing a very good job here, but so I have just this little extra piece left over. Keep that for another project. And I'm gonna just use now this piece to measure and cut away from here. So I went and I drove about an hour and a half this weekend, well, not round trip, both ways, to go get my first COVID shot. In the nearby state, they had I guess some extra that they didn't have enough people signing up for, and my state has kind of been a little bit slower in rolling theirs out to non-essential and, you know, people that like me. I'm, you know, working from home, etc. So I thought, well, they got an extra amount. I need a COVID shot vaccine. I'm gonna go ahead and go for it. But the funny thing is, got an email today from my work, and they I don't usually use tacky glue, but I'm going to in this case because it does a good job, and it's not gonna hurt anything with as far as warping paper or anything. That's usually why I wouldn't use tacky glue in most cases. But yeah, so got an email from work today that our state has just lifted the restrictions to anyone who's over the age of 18 now can get their COVID, or sign up to get their COVID shot, so, or vaccine. So it's like, okay, well, that's all right. I got out of town, had a little excursion, and it was fine. So I did sign up for my second vaccine in 3 or 4 weeks time here in town, so at least I won't have to drive that far away again. But and hopefully they can use that vaccine for the next person. So alright, so pretty simple, nothing too challenging here. I'm just going to cover both sides of this with the batting, and I'll be right back. Okay, so both of these are covered now, front and back with the batting, and there were different kinds of batting in that bag, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. It just needs to be a little bit cushiony and soft feeling. So I'm just going to put this one off to the side. Now it's time to measure and cut our fabric for the size of our journal. So I'm thinking, just kind of looking at this, I think I'm wondering sorry, I'm wondering if I can cut it this direction. Oh, I can. Okay. So I'm not going to bother trying to refold all this. It's already been folded that way for quite some time. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this to my height that I need, and then I'll have extras left over that I can use as scraps. So I'm going to rip this. I think this must be the kind of material that you use to make pillowcases out of, so that's kind of fun. Normally I don't think I would do the same fabric on both the inside and the outside, but in this case I think these are really cute. I think I'll go ahead and do that just to make it a little bit easier. But I do want to add pockets on the inside, so we'll make sure and do that first before going too far. So, okay, there's my scraps. Now, I think I probably have a little bit more on this side than I need, so go ahead and take off a little bit over here too. There we go. And just want to double check that this, yeah, I do take some of this little stringies off. Ouch, that hurt. But you definitely don't need to. I just find it easier when I'm trying to work with it to sew. But like I said, you definitely don't need to do that. Okay, well, that's not quite what I wanted. The the pattern goes that direction. Okay. Well, I'll keep these for something else. That's fine. I'll just go ahead and cut another piece the right direction this time. Oh well. Okay, so let's do that again. I'm going to pay better attention this time. Make sure I'm lining things up correctly. So this is up and down. So let's see. Put that there. And we need a little snip there. Okay. Now, let's see what this looks like. And we can figure out where we want our pieces to land. So I think this one will be a good front piece. Just put it on there like that. Just fold this and see what that'll look like then. Yeah, that'll be cute. Okay, so then you'll see a little bit of the rose in the middle on both sides, so that'll be good. All right, and put this there. Cool. All right, I do want to get rid of these fold lines, so I'm going to go ahead and spray this with just some water, and I can smooth those out then. So I'll do that. And then I'll cut the other fabric to size, and I'll come back when I'm done with all that. Okay, so this one is awfully see-through, this fabric, and I'm a little bit worried that you're going to be able to see the color of the envelope under there. Plus, you can sort of maybe see some address labels. So we're gonna take this one up a notch from the other one. This one I'm going to first cover the inside of this with some sewing pattern paper and make it even more tactile that way. So I did spray these both with just a dab of water, so they're just a little bit damp. Okay, so don't need to be too careful with this. It looks like this is already doubled up, so that's good. So I'm just gonna rip and I think do a couple of layers. And I think I want it to kind of stick out on the edges too, so actually I'll keep this piece out, and then do I try and bother folding this back? Actually, it's not too bad. Okay, good deal. So we'll go ahead and put this one away. Yeah, the Goodwills and thrift stores in my area, there's never a shortage of pattern paper. You can see I bought this one for 25 cents. I have more than I will probably ever be able to use, but that's okay. I like it. I like using it. I think it just makes things that much more interesting and fun. So, okay, so let's see how this might look. I'm trying to decide if I really want to glue this stuff down first or just sew it all. I think we could do a little bit more. So I'm going to take a piece of this and I'm just going to cover this 4. Don't really want a straight edge right there, or at least not one that you can see the writing on. So let's pull that off. And actually, do this. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so if I add, I'm trying to decide if I should add some glue or not. I feel like maybe I probably should here. I'll just add, but what kind of glue? I'll just add a tiny bit of glue stick. I don't want it to get hard. I want to keep this nice and soft. So okay. But I know that this can easily move around, so I don't really want that to happen either. Okay, so we'll just do this and take off this straight edge here. And then I'll worry about the other edges when after I have sewn everything. Actually, I think I will add some glue stick. Yeah, I'll add a little bit of glue stick just so that it'll stick to the batting. Okay. Now let's do the exact same thing on the other side. So, again, I think I'm going to get rid of some of these straight edges. There we go. And this one. There we go. And I think I'm going to rip this sort of in half down the middle. And then we can kind of build up our layers this way. There, and let's get rid of this. It does not want to rip that direction. Okay. And we'll go like that. All right, so obviously we have way more around the outside perimeter than we need. But that's all right. Just add a little bit of glue in here just to make sure that things don't shift around too much. Just a bit of glue here. It's sticky. Okay, that is right side up. So let's do that this direction. All right, I got a big old glob of glue there. Oh well, it'll dry. Well, here, let me see if I can. Let's see if I can get rid of that. Maybe. Nope. Okay, that'll be what it is there. Okay, so now I don't really want to sew. I'm not ready to sew this just yet because I want to add some pockets on the inside. So I want to do some lace pockets for both of these, I think. So come down here and get into my handy dandy little bag of lace and see what I can find here. So let's see, we've got a pocket like that, or lace like that. What's this one? Ooh, that could be cute. I'm looking for wider laces. This one might be cute on the other journal. Keep that to the side. Oh, there's some more of that. Okay. And some of this. This is always so pretty. Oh, this is a different one. Okay, so that might be cute, and I'll just keep this out just in case. It's a little bit big. I'll keep that for something else. All right. So let's just take a look and see what these look like on here. They may be a little bit too busy, but they may also be kind of perfect. So that's really pretty. And then we could do maybe one like this over here and do a tall pocket. Pull this up just a little bit. Yep. Okay, so the best way to go about doing this, I feel like this needs to be backed with something, some kind of material. So let me see what I can find here. Ooh, this might be perfect. Yep, that'll work. There we go. Okay, yep, that just needed a little bit of stability. Okay, so there we have pockets. I'm going to, well, I'll set up the camera so that you can watch. And I'll do the same with the other, well, here, I'm sorry, guys. I don't always plan ahead too much on these videos, and because, you know, it's real time, so, I want you to kind of get the full experience, I guess, but, alright, so there's those two. Now let's take a look. As I was laying these out, I initially wanted this one to be on the inside and then have the outside have this design. But the more I thought about it, I thought this would be perfect on the outside because you would have more free space to decorate the front of this journal with. So, and then on the inside, you'd see enough of this, hopefully, to make it really fun and interesting. So, okay, so I think maybe for this one, I do really like this pink lace. I think this will look good. And yeah, that'll be the right size. So let me find a piece that will go all the way. Oh, are these all the same length? None of them are quite the right length. Okay, so I hate measuring, but let me fold this in half and kind of see. I'm looking here where middle is. Okay, so I'll just cut off from here, and I'll cut another piece that same size for the other side. And I don't want to back this one. I think this will be plenty sturdy. It's a little bit shorter of a pocket too, so you may not be able to get quite as much into those pockets, but shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and line this up. Plus, I didn't want to cover up the really pretty pattern right here either, so this will be pretty perfect. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this to my sewing machine, and yeah, I have to change the thread in my sewing machine. What color should we do? I'm trying to use different colors of thread. I think just white for this one. I'll just use white for both of them. So yeah, I'm just going to take this piece of fabric. Really, if you're not as familiar with sewing, at this point you would probably want to pin those pockets down before you sew them. But I'll just go ahead and sew here, and then I'll place this one down and sew that there. And then I'll be back with you. I just messily kind of stitched around, made a pocket out of this, and we have a pocket over here that's a little bit taller. So now at this point, I'm going to place this down on my cover. Sorry, words are hard today. Place this down on my cover, and I wouldn't normally sew them separately twice, but in this case I think I'm going to have to, and it's okay if it's a little bit messy. But all I'm going to do is sew around the perimeter of this, and then I'll come back and do the front side Well, maybe not. We'll need to decorate the front side. So I'll put this, I'll sew this on. And, oh, I didn't show you. So here's how the other inside came about. And so on this one, I'm going to go ahead and sew around the perimeter of this one as well, but with both the front and back, or front and inside. No, I'm not. I need to decorate this one too. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'll leave that one for now, but I do want to get this inside cover stitched onto our journal cover. So I'll be back after that. Okay, so here is the inside of our cover. We've got ourselves a nice big pocket here, and then another kind of wonky pocket over here, but that's okay. It'll hold some tags for us. This is driving me crazy, so I am going to trim that just a little bit there. Okay, so this will fold in this direction, but obviously, as you can see, we need to add a little bit of something to our cover. So let's go ahead and figure out how we want to decorate our covers, and then we'll be able to finish it all up. This is going to be a really cute little journal. Yeah. Okay, so here is my fabric. Make sure it's going right side up. Okay, so I kind of want to eyeball and see where the front design would be. So about like that. I'm going to grab a clip and I'm just going to clip this together, hopefully. And maybe. Doing it the hard way here. Okay, there we go. Get all that together so I know where my design will land. And let's go ahead and do that same thing for the other cover here. Grab another clip. There we go. Okay. So, here's both of our covers. Now, I still have some of this lace left over. I think it would be really nice if I used some of this here somehow. So maybe let's kind of start there. We have this little piece of sewing paper here. So let's go ahead and let me get rid of this. Let's go ahead and add some of that to, okay. Is this, that's backwards. There we go. Okay, let's do it this direction instead. Okay. Now, what else can we do? We've got a little bit more here. Just go ahead and add a little bit more here, maybe. We need something to have as our focal point. So what would that maybe be? I do have some of this other lace here too, which would be kind of pretty. Might be a little bit much. Let's keep that in the back of our mind. Okay, I'm gonna go try and find something to use as our focal points for these, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went looking in my ephemera. I pulled out some different pieces. I don't know. I didn't quite know what I wanted to do, so I thought I'd just pull some different things out and see what kind of happens here. But we've got some of this. We've got some K & Company. These look to be happy birthday, happy birthday, congratulations. Yeah, so that kind of stuff. But then I thought some of these floral and butterflies kinds of things might be kind of interesting. I grabbed this artsy, it's book pages. I thought to help with adding some background maybe. So since I have this one, let me go ahead and open this. Looks like it opens this direction. And then obviously I grabbed two little pictures that are in my stash. So I figured between all of this we can definitely come up with something interesting. Okay, so this obviously will not work. Adventures of Tom Sawyer, no. Oh, beehive. Oh, that'd be kind of cute maybe. Love's Old Sweet Song. Okay. Put that back here. Pull this down just a little bit. Now, she needs a little bit of help on the edges here. Whoever cut this out didn't do such a great job. And I obviously don't want to take too much off, but very carefully rip around the outside edge. Okay, so I think I'm gonna like that a lot. All right, now put that down just a little bit further. I also grabbed this coffee dye doily. It's just a paper doily, and I think a little bit of this will really help. So I'm gonna just take off a little chunk of it. And maybe we go like that. Okay, I like this. I think it needs something else right here. How about some buttons? Let's see. I have a big purple one. We have a big purple one. We have this one, which would be pretty, and maybe a blue one. Let's see. And I'll pull that one out too. Okay. So, I'm going to glue from the top down, but I'm going to messy stitch around all of this. So this is just gonna hold it temporarily so that it doesn't shift around. Go. Okay, so I'm going to take this to my sewing machine really quick. I'm going to do some messy stitching. I need to glue some more down here. Do some messy stitching and just make sure it's secured. To the cover fabric. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is how that turned out. As you can see, I just kind of went in all kinds of different directions with straight stitch. I did stitch around the perimeter of the picture very messily. So now let's go ahead and come back to these buttons and see where we might want them to go. I think I definitely want to keep that string on there. So, okay. Yeah, okay. So let's see. I need some string. Get some string out of my sewing machine here. So, nothing fancy. I think I'll just sew these on, and I'll come back after that's done. Alright, so here is this cover. At this point now, all I would need to do is make my signatures and make add some ribbon or something here to use as a closure. But this one, I really like how this one turned out. This is really cool. So, alright, so that's that one. And I love the way that it sounds. Do you hear this? By the way, I'm going to make these available in my Etsy shop. So, I won't film me putting papers in these. I think I'll just do these as naked journals. And I'll have these available in my Etsy shop if you're curious and interested. So keep an eye out for them in the next week. So, okay, let's come back to this girl. We've got a little bit, let me remove a little bit of paper here from this side. I may want to, I didn't distress around the other image. I didn't think it was really necessary, but this one I might do that. So do this. Okay, so let's leave just that one edge ripped, and I think come back over here and see what we've got for these papers. Wintertime, no. Mark Twain, no. Find the Cherry Blossom. These might be a little bit too big. Okay, so because I don't really want to cover up all the pretty flowers behind there, so go back to the drawing board here. Okay, so we've got on the inside of this one, there is some of this pink lace, so I think we definitely should include some of that on the outside. Let me see if I can find a smaller piece. Here we go. So let's do this over here. Maybe a little bit down below. There we go. Okay, so there's kind of a start of our collage. We've still got a little bit of this, but I don't know. This one might be a little bit too grungy. Well, let's just put it back there and see. It's not too bad. Okay. We also have some of this lace, which might be kind of pretty. Let me take off a hunk of this. Okay. So, do a little bit of that down here. Which is going to make this one a little bit lacy. How's that sound? Okay, so I'm going to pull that down just a little bit, and then I want this maybe to kind of come down below the bottom of the journal. Yeah, like that. Okay, so now I pulled all these out. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what might be in here. Maybe kind of something fun in here. And perfect. Like a little rose, maybe. These are a little bit glossy, which I don't really love, but that might not be the worst thing. This thought, I was thinking maybe we could use part of this or one of these, but cover up some of the words. Or even, let's see, this might be nice back there as like the background. So we've got congratulations. I'm trying to think of what colors we have on this one. Actually, this one might work a little bit better. Something maybe kind of like that. I'm just curious. I'm going to stick this back there too. Okay. That's pretty cute. Okay, so we've got those. I'm not sure what else I'm going to find in here that I want to use. That's the same. I do think I like having that big thing as the background border. I need to make sure it's not in the wrong place. Okay, so yeah, I'm liking this. I'm gonna go ahead and ink around her, and I feel like it needs something more. Maybe we do some buttons on this one too, but yeah, I feel like it needs something just a little bit more, so I'm not quite done with this one just yet. Okay, so I just inked around the edges of this just to kind of distress and hide some of the stuff that was there. I'm going to go ahead and add some glue here so that I can put this down where I think I want it to go. Okay, and we'll do the top-down method again here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. And take this to my sewing machine. Just like we did the last one. So I'll do that. Actually, let me add a little bit of glue. Okay, so I'm going to sew this messy like I did the last one, and I'll come back in just a minute. Okay, so I've got all that messy stitched down, and then I started looking through this packet of ephemera here. This is some pretty old ephemera. I think it's from, oh, maybe 2015, maybe around then. I'm not sure, and I don't even know what collection this is from or even brand, but there were a couple of cute things in there, and I thought that this would kind of help to finish off the cover of this. So I just added, it's not glued down yet, but I just found a little label there and then a little flower and leaf for down there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. Oh, I thought I got the thing in the needle in here, but I just went through the glue. I'm glad I double checked that. All right, so yeah, and now it's drying up on me. Come on. Okay, so just adding a little bit of glue, and once I have this glued down, I might stitch on these just a little bit just to make sure that they don't go anywhere. But I thought this would be a really great place for whoever ends up with this journal to have a little bit of space to add a name or a date or anything like that. So okay, hopefully remember where I had that. And yeah, I just like the messy look of this flower. It's kind of sketchy looking almost, so I thought it was kind of nice and went with the rest of the patterns. Okay, so I'm gonna messy stitch just a little bit around these just to make sure that they don't go anywhere. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to come back and lay this down on top of here, and then I'll just do a stitching around the perimeter, and then this one will be done. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, well, here is how this one turned out. I just added a little stitch there, a zigzag stitch up here, and then up here my top fabric and my bottom fabric didn't quite meet. This shifted down just a little bit, so I needed to cover some of the batting that was inside. So I just went and found a piece of pink sari silk and just wrapped that around and did a zigzag stitch up there. And then for this one I went ahead and added a tie closure, and all I did was I took the sari silk and I just zigzag stitched it on the two ends there. And here is how this one turned out. So we've got two really cute little lacy pink pockets on the inside. This is very girly. Very, very girly. I love it. So here's this one, and then another look at this one. I found this sari silk, but I don't think it's quite the right color purple. It's just not quite right. So I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on what I want to use for a closure on this one. But it's funny how we started with the exact same size of inside packaging, and this one looks almost twice as big as this one. But hey, you know, that's how it goes. So all right, well, I hope you have fun coming along with me on this. I guess don't look at things as trash necessarily all the time. I mean, we use some junk to put these together, and look at the gorgeousness that came out of it. So, all right, guys, hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you have a great start to your week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.